Good day, everyone. I'm Ayochi, and here with me are Swati and Sandeep. Together, we will train you all on how to use the Indigo Trimetrics software and how to interpret the results. But first, before we dive in, let me find out something. Raise your hand if you've ever done a personality assessment. Okay? Now, how many of you have actually used the result from this assessment to improve your career? All right, well, that's exactly why we are here today. This session will actually help us to know how to use the evaluation tool. And this tool is not just something that tells you about yourself, but it also helps you to take action for your career growth and improvement. Next slide, please. Okay, so these are basically what we're going to be handing out to you. And then the next slide is going to be about the timetable. So next slide, please. Okay, so you all have this timetable, so you can go through it and then you know what is expected from the program. Now we're going to learn how to understand what Indigo tool does for us. Then number two is actually going to help us interpret key results. It's going to tell us some aspects of your personality, your behavior, and your skills. And thirdly, this tool will tell you how to apply these insights to workplace success. And then fourthly, it will actually help you to create an action plan on how to do a professional development. But before we move on, let's just think for a moment. Let's just think for just 1 minute. What is one thing about yourself that you would like to understand better? Sometimes we have a lot of things just in our minds, and we're still trying to understand that part of ourselves better. So now, this test is actually going to help us find those answers. Um, Now let's just go to the next slide, and we're seeing that the timetable here is telling us everything we're going to do for this program. Slide 5, please. Now we're going to introduce you to the Indigo Trimetrics tool, and we'll break down its components, and then we'll show you how to apply these insights in real life. Have you ever wondered how understanding yourself better will improve performance? Research actually shows that self-awareness can boost your performance by 20%. And that's a huge advantage to workplace, a huge advantage to leadership, and also in your personal development. Understanding makes us smarter, and then it makes the whole work environment less stressful. Now, please, let's dive into the main action with Swati. Swati, over to you.
Thank you, Aya. Hi, Professor. Firstly, I am very excited to share my insights and inputs about this particular tool. As we all did the Indigo Trimetrics assignment assessment during our first semester or second semester in the HRMT already, I was during that time very inquisitive to know such personality traits, and of course, you guys were also, because that is something different which we got to know more about. The things which I have observed is that there are some of the measures regarding this Indigo Trimetrics tool. So, one is about the behavior, motivators, skills, emotional, personal traits. What is basically the behaviors that the person naturally acts? Motivating is more of like that the driving force to make the decisions. Skills is like that how naturally in which terms they're good at, and the emotion traits that how the person interact with each other. So this is something. Next slide, please, Sandeep. It's more of like that a person is like that the working style, that how the person think first and then act. Whereas there are so many people which I have observed is like that they prefer to jump into the things very quickly, and they less than an observer. And I believe that these identify those tendencies and use them very strategically. Next slide, please. Eighth one. Yeah. So basically, it says about that I would like to break down each of the component and let's delve in a little deeper with some of the examples. So, what is behavior? So basically, is it is basically a natural tendency which shows at work. For example, some of the people who are very natural, they are born leaders and they are excel with the collaborative roles. Whereas the motivating part is like some of the people who are taking charge while others prefer to be stable, to be calm. And this because we all have different motivators. The third one is about the skills. It's more says about their strengths and the capabilities, that how a person is stand out from the crowd, and what are their perceives at the workplace. And the most important thing is about the emotional trait, which I feel like that. Um, Sorry for the voice. So, last is about the emotional traits that defines the communicate and how to build up the relationships at the workplace. So, next slide, please. Ninth one. So, yeah. So it's all about that. It more says about the top behaviors, which drivers that it means that the decisive and the goal orientation for the leadership role. So, that how basically this report is the assessment how actually use the results. So the 10th slide is says about yeah. So the 10th slide says about the motivator is recognition, that there is some thrive on feedback and the appreciation. So one should find the way to get meaningful and input from your teams. And the lastly is about, of course, the top skill is about the strategic thinking, that one should be into the position of yourselves in the roles that require planning and decision making. Last but not the least, I would say that these tools helps make the connections so that one can use their strengths and effectively. Thank you so much. That's all from my side, and I would like to call Cindy.
Thanks so much, Swati. And let's move to our provide feedback now. Let's talk about it. It is one of the most important part of any training, feedback. During our Indigo Dramatics training, we encourage participants to reflect on their personal assessment result. For example, if someone's top skills was strategic thinking, we guided them on how to apply that in solving real life challenges. Feedback wasn't just about telling them what they did well. It was also about helping them understanding how they could use those insight effectively in their work environment, and which this just made the learning much more relevant and also engaging. So next we move to the accessing performance. This part help us elevate whether participants truly understand the Indigo Dramatics framework. We included simple activities like matching traits to their definitions. For example, asking what a driver or a collaborator looks like in a team setting. This short quizzes gives us a clear picture of who had a grasp to the concept and who might need a little more support. It also gave the participants a chance to test their own understanding, and also gives feel more confident using the tool. So let's talk about ensures retention and transfer. To make sure the knowledge stick, we close the session by reinforcing how this insight can be used beyond the training. We reminded participants that their Indigo Dramatics report is not just a test, it's a roadmap to personal and professional growth. We encourage them to create an action plan based on their results. Having this stay focused on the development goals. The goal was to make sure they left not just with the knowledge, but with a plan they could actually follow. In conclusion, the Indigo Dramatics evolution tool training gives participants a deep understanding of their behaviors, motivators, skills, and social emotional traits. The feedback was positive, and even though about 15% of participants needed extra support, the training overall meets its goal. We recommended adding more relevant examples, better guidance, and video support for future sessions. This training empowered people to better understand themselves, and that's the first step to becoming more effective professionals. Thank you so much. That's all from my side.
Okay, now, class, I'm going to ask my colleagues some questions. Sandeep, after you did the Indigo assessment, what part made the most impact to you?
That's a great question for me. The most important part is understanding motivators. I have realized that, like, when I know that truly drives me, like purpose and recognition, I can align my goals and daily tasks in a way that keeps me motivated and productive. Thank
Okay, that's very good. Thank you. Over to you, Swati. What part made the most impact to you?
Okay. So firstly, I would like to share my feedback about this. It's more less than the presentation. It's more of like the engaging session, which we really did in the class, and that really enjoyed. We every enjoyed every moment in the class, and I feel like that it's really great. Apart from this, what is the most impactful is like I have already mentioned in my slide regarding the regarding working at the workplace, that there are few people who are jump into the things, and there are few people who sit back and stable and working on themselves and just to understand the situation and then react. So I believe that that's very impactful, and I feel like I am more of like that person. So yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Swati. And then for me, what made the most impact was it told me my area of weakness, which was in dominance, because I'm a
Yeah.
team player. I love to work with
you.
teams, but because I just like to compromise, I sometimes fail
Mm.
to take charge.
Okay.
So thank you so much.
That's
This is
really
a
great.
very
Yeah.
nice,
Thank you
wonderful
so much,
class.
everyone.
Thank you,
Yeah.
class, for having you, and we hope you recommend our services to others. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.